So one of the things I hear a lot of is there's just too much information out there. Too many channels, too many news sites, too many socials. You want to follow the news, but you're overwhelmed. You don't know where to begin. So today I'm giving you 3 sites to check out. If you're short on time, but you want to stay informed, these are a great place to begin. This is just baseline news, not opinions, not hot takes, just facts. So here's what I look for in a solid news source. Firstly, neutral language, no loaded words, no emotive words. Then I want facts from official sources, so comments from official government or company spokespeople or an official statement. And I also want to see clear attributions. I want to see the direct links to info so we can trace it back to where this information is coming from, because that helps with the transparency and it builds trust. And that's the other big issue, right? Trust. There's so much misinformation out there. What can we trust and how do we know? So for this video, I'm staying away from opinion pieces. I'm not saying you shouldn't read them, but you need a solid foundation first. And when you understand the core facts, you can better make sense of the commentary that you're seeing or reading. I also want to help you do this quickly because everybody's short on time. I spent decades in 24-hour news where we had to break down complex stories in minutes and sometimes even seconds. So I'm always looking for efficient, reliable news sources that are quick to look at. So what are my 3 sites? I'm going to start with news agencies or wire services. The 2 biggest ones are AP, Associated Press, and Reuters. There's also AFP, and many countries have their own, but AP and Reuters are trusted around the world. So what do they actually do? Well, they're news services that gather facts, they verify, fact check them, and then they send them out on live digital feeds to newsrooms everywhere. This is baseline news. The world relies on it. They keep their writing concise and neutral because they serve everyone, regardless of editorial stance. Even global giants like BBC or CNN, who have reporters all over the world, can't be in every corner of the earth. So they rely on these wire services to fill the gaps. And while a lot of the wire services are for professional news outlets, you can read a lot of their content for free on their sites. So site number 1, Reuters.com. Let's take a look at it. So this is it. It's got a clean layout, top stories right there when you scroll up, lots of images so you can scan the headlines quickly. You can also click by region. And what I really like is every article starts with these bullet points at the top. Reuters is also a financial service, so you'll see more detailed financial news there as well. There's one heads up though, because it's got a limited free tier and it might eventually ask you to subscribe, but the fee is still minimal. Site number 2, apnews.com. This is free and donation-based. You can browse the stories, explore by region again. But there's this section, which is a gold mine. It's called Fact Check, and it does exactly what it says. It fact checks certain stories. And what I think is really cool is they have hyperlinks to the original sources. I know I keep going on about this, but it really is important. And whenever you can, you should always try to check out the original sources. And even if you don't have time, it's really about transparency so we can trace things back. And here's a quick tip. If both Reuters and AP are reporting the same story, it's probably accurate. So if something blows up on your socials, check out the wires first. And if they're not there, then wait for confirmation. Have a look and see if there's an official statement or a press conference snippet that you can check out for yourself, but try and look again for that original source, and a lot of news outlets will provide that. Okay, site number 3, bbc.com/news. This is probably the easiest to read and navigate. The layout's really clean with strong visuals and photographs that are spread out, so they're very easy to see. And you can also click through the regional tabs. The BBC website has a wealth of information because it incorporates every part of its vast network, including BBC World Service. World Service Radio started in the 1930s, if you weren't aware, and it's broadcast in dozens of languages around the world. So that gives this site very strong international coverage. And if there's a major story, the site provides live updates throughout the day. There are other sites that do that, but these are very digestible snippets. Okay, so I know what some of you are going to say. You don't trust mainstream media anymore. And that's something I hear as well. So I have a couple of things to say about this. I'm an independent journalist now, but I started at the BBC and I spent most of my career at CNN International. I learned everything I know from hardworking journalists with years of experience who worked tirelessly to verify facts again and again. There is a proper process to this. People there aren't just blurting out information. There are layers of checks before anything's reported. Yes, mistakes happen and they should be held accountable, of course. But the majority of the people working at these institutions do everything they can to get things right. And the other thing is these big outlets have the resources and global reach that smaller ones often don't. I think there is some confusion because we see a lot of commentators, especially on US channels, and that makes it hard for people to separate news from opinion. But this is why I'm showing you the basics so you can understand the difference. And if you're still skeptical, then stick to the news agencies and wire services. Okay, I want to tell you about a bonus tool. This is an app called Hourly News. It's on the iPhone App Store, and unfortunately, I couldn't find it on the Android one. But Android users, there may be something similar in the Play Store, so take a look. Anyway, this is an app that's essentially a radio feed that features news headlines every hour from a range of sources. And you can choose which ones you want to listen to. They're short, very easy to listen to. They're great if you're on the go, or you could play them in the morning when you're getting ready for work. And finally, there's ChatGPT. It's there for you. So if you're not already, use it. It's how you use it that matters. So ask specific questions, but also ask it for original sources. It's a great way to check information quickly or find sources quickly. So use it. So listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't look at other outlets. You can absolutely follow, and you should follow your favorite shows and commentators because there's an emotional connection with people who resonate with us, right? But by using these sources, you'll get a neutral foundation to build on. And if you're short of time, this gives you headlines quickly. For all my journalist friends, I know this is really basic stuff, but for everyone else, I hope these tools help you take control of the information you consume. I hope it's helpful. If you've got questions, message me or drop them in the comments. And since I just started this channel, if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. It would really help me keep going. Thanks for watching.